What's up, guys? Welcome to another production for the Owlet Preseason. This is SudsnBubbles. With me today is Avi.
Hello, I'm Avi.
That's right, and we are on the last day of the preseason schedule, and this is the premiere match today. It's going to be EXPandable Academy versus Core Nova. This is in the majors section of the league, so it should be a pretty hot match, Avi.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the addition of the minors and majors differentials in Owlet, I'm very excited to see how that dynamic works, and I'm pretty pumped to see what EXPandable and Core Nova have for us tonight. So, why don't we talk a little bit about them? What do we know about these two teams?
Well, I mean, Core Nova, or excuse me, EXPandable, this is the academy team for some higher, like tier 3 level teams. So
Okay.
just trying to produce some talent. And
Nice.
Core Nova, I don't know a lot about except their friends. They've got their own
Oh,
Discord
how
for making
delightful.
teams. But
Quite wholesome.
let's go ahead and take a quick look at our map pool today.
Perfect.
We're going to have Oasis, Dorado, Horizon Hollywood, and if we get there, Busan.
Ooh,
But
Busan for that tiebreaker.
that's
Exciting.
right. Jumping straight into Oasis here shortly. What are you hoping to see here on Oasis?
Oh, man, there's quite a few things that you can see on Oasis. I'm sure that we're going to see goats. I mean, we'll say it right away. We'll get the elephant, the big goat elephant out of the room. I am hoping to see, I always love me some Orisa play. I think she can work pretty well on Oasis, on a few of the sections of Oasis itself. As well, we might even see some good Reaper and Pharah play with their recent, adjustments to the heroes. We'll see perhaps if these Owlet players want to try to take advantage of those changes to those heroes.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, and it looks like our teams are ready.
Perfect.
So we are just going to hop straight in here to Oasis, see which point we get first. But I think you're absolutely right. Pharah, very playable on most of these Oasis points. A little bit less so on University,
Right.
but still viable, if you can work around her properly. Which, I mean, I'd love to see some of these teams take a shot at, because it's always good to see people bring out something a little bit different.
Exactly right, and hopefully too, we'll see some Roadhog on here. His recent rework, I've heard a lot of people are actually really enjoying what they did with the hero. Obviously making his hook a little more reliable is something that I think Roadhog players can agree was something that was really, really well overdue for the hero himself. As well, keeping him as a viable off tank. As much as I do love all the other tank heroes, you can see a bit of a stale meta when it's clear that some heroes may need more balance than others, and we've just been seeing a lot of Ryan Zarya. Again, nothing against them. I'm sure they're great people. I'm sure they're cool dudes, cool gals, but it would be nice to see some different hero pools coming out. So
You are absolutely right, and they're teasing some Bastion on both sides, but I don't know that that's actually what we're going to see here on, I believe this is City Center of Oasis. So still, as we said, a good chance for Pharah. If we do see Hammy pull out this McCree, then, maybe a little less effective on the Pharah.
We'll definitely see, yeah. Pretty interested to figure out what exactly they're running now that we're getting closer to the actual start. Okay. Seen some Diva and El Penguino. Yeah, there we go. So we do have Pharah coming out of the spawn there, as well as a Sombra on the side of Core Nova. So pretty interesting. I have been liking the Sombra changes. I know they were not very recent, but her recent rework a little more exciting than I could have expected. So coming out here, Greg getting that first pick onto the Winston. Going to be pretty important for Core Nova to try to take advantage of that. And there we go, Greg taking down El Penguino on the Pharah. So Core Nova already looking at winning this first team fight here pretty quick out the gates.
That's absolutely right, and that was just a early pick from Greg. Opened that fight up, because we know once your main tank goes down, it's pretty difficult to try to keep your team up in that situation. And so now we are going to see Core Nova be able to just take control of this high ground and try to contest El Penguino if he attempts to come over that kind of barrier they have there.
Right, yeah, that's a great point there. The Ana, the Sombra, and the Winston Diva. It might be a little difficult for El Penguino to get much done here. However, Tyler For Real does go down, but El Camino falls as they try to make that escape. So Daishi's getting dived up top right to drop down. Unfortunately, Non-Grom gets the upper hand there, and we've got EXPandable trying to contest the point now, taking a few picks themselves, so we'll see if they can make this fight work. They're coming back to the spawn right now.
Yeah, that's right, and Purple Dragon right here in the thick of it is going to be looking for, just to kind of protect his Winston. Pops the Primal Rage, though.
Both the Primals coming out at about the same time, so we've got Jedi out of his Primal now. Non-Grom having it. And the Demon Bomb does come up. Cruel Lobster and Purple Dragon as the Diva's trying to re-met. Instead, just gives her a big ol' slam down and makes her go back to spawn, and unfortunately, El Pingüino trying to lay down some more DPS there, but falls to the hands of Drake yet again. That Sombra's really keeping an eye on that Pharah, so... And Cornova still gaining percentage on this. We've got the EMP coming out on point, hitting quite a few members of EXPandable. Zakoi trying to keep this team up, but unfortunately has to go on over to Battle Mercy for the time being.
That's right, and I mean, this has been a really long, drawn-out fight. They gained about 70% from it, and unfortunately, they were able to just continue to contest that, and since the flip didn't come in, we're in the last fight territory if they can even get here to contest, which they do.
And we've got a really nice, juicy hack here on the Lucio right away, so Luxury got really needing to get away, but unfortunately, falls to Sombra at the last possible moment. Daishi taking down El Pingüino again, really having just a difficult time to Pharah on point. Purple Dragon gets one kill on the Winston with the Diva Bomb, but it looks like this fight yet again is just going into the hands of Cornova. So we'll see how long they can stall here EXPandable before they may have to do something else on El Pingüino again. Drake really putting a lot of pressure on that Pharah, unfortunately for them. So we got the Primal Rage coming up from Non-Grom on point, taking Drake out, hopefully stalling, gets some time for his team to come back in and make the move. So we do have Luxury Yacht joining Non-Grom on point now, coming back from that spot. So we do have 4 people from EXPandable on point, only one from Cornova, so they may be able to put this. And just like that, there we go. In overtime, EXPandable flips this, and now we're looking at them starting from 0 going up.
Yeah, that was another really long, drawn-out fight. A lot of ultimates popped on both sides, but Cornova are going to have the benefit of a better ult economy as they push in here. They're probably going to get this Nano Blade shortly. They've got the EMP, they've got the Primal Rage, as well as that sound barrier should they need to survive something. In the meantime, pretty much just the barrage and possibly a pulse bomb early in the fight for the side of EXPandable Academy.
Right, that's a great assessment, Suds. Let's see what happens here. We do have a fight breaking out on high ground. El Pingüino takes Jedi down right away, so looking good for EXPandable so far. Non-Grom trying to dive these smaller targets for the benefit of his team. And there we go. El Pingüino popping out that barrage, taking Defiance down. Tyler For Real, Cruel Lobster follows, so EXPandable still looking at, oh no, and a pretty nasty stagger on the Ana there. So Cornova, they do have an advantage right now, but they did get stalled for that other fight. So 51% for EXPandable going up.
Yeah, but they didn't use any of their ults, so they're going to come in here with 5, possibly a 6th as this fight gets going. But Pulse Bomb's still online for Hemi here, who's looking around in the backline, trying to find a target. I think he wants the Ana. He's going to throw it, doesn't really get anything for it.
Yeah, Purple Dragon unfortunately gets Jedi down. So, and there's that Nano Blade coming out, just like you said. At the same time, Defiance is able to drop that Lucio beat on. Looks like Cornova's coming in with a very strong entrance.
And now Primal Rage coming out from Jedi just to get back to point. They're going to throw the Diva Bomb as well, but don't get anything for it.
Non-Grom also in his Primal Rage is able to take down Daishi. It looks like here, EXPandable, Cornova still giving each other a pretty good fight. They're about even at this moment, but there's a few more bodies from Cornova, it looks like.
Yeah, we are going to get into overtime, so 99-99 on this point, but as you said, Cornova with more people on the point for the time being.
Alright, so we do have these teams kind of battling it out here in the middle. Basically, it's just a fight on point. And El Pingüino coming in hot with a good barrage, taking Cruel Lobster out of mech and getting Defiance out of the fight. So we'll see what happens. Putting a lot of pressure on that auto. We'll see if he can finish that up. Looks like not. Hammy, however, going in, taking down both the Tracer and the Diva, and in the last second, ExPandable taking this first point on Oasis.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Really great play, actually from both teams, but ExPandable Academy to finally get that recap there late in the map was really, really impressive from them.
Right, yeah, no, just a good right fight back and forth. I mean, you see that 99-99 and shows that these teams are pretty evenly matched so far. So excited to see what happens here on the second point on Oasis. Man, yeah, even when Cornova came in with 5-6 ultimates, it looked like ExPandable did the right thing and they paced themselves just enough to where they could still stall long enough to try to make that swing back, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, and now coming out here, it looks like we're going to see hit scans on both sides. Soldier for Tyler for real, and Hammy on the McCree once again. So El Pinguino going to stick to that Pharah here on Gardens, which I actually like. Pharah can be very strong here, able to just kind of lay down the damage from a ways away, but Namgrom going low early here.
Oh yeah, and Hammy falls to Greg. It looks like Greg's really putting a lot of pressure on ExPandable on that Sombra, so pretty comfortable pick it seems for Greg. Purple Dragon unfortunately falls off the map. I didn't quite see the specifics on that, but Cornova has taken the point at this time.
Yeah, they were able to get the better of that first fight. I think moving Tyler for real over to that Soldier is actually a really good call when El Pinguino is doing so much work on that Pharah.
That's right, yeah. Already pushing 45% on her rocket barrage. El Pinguino is not making light of Pharah's usefulness, so we'll see how they can pressure Cornova. Cornova's holding up that high ground pretty well. Namgrom looking for an opening, it seems, but Greg taking Hammy down again, unfortunately. Now we have this team fighting out in main here. Cornova is up one player, so we'll see how they make this work. Greg, again, putting a lot of pressure onto ExPandable using Sombra. Hammy switches from Free on over to Sombra, so we'll see if we have a bit of a Sombra v Sombra match going on here as well.
Yeah, and Cornova's playing this really well. They're contesting the Pharah, keeping her from having too much of an impact, and then having a really clean dive onto her team, so that by the time she's able to try to start landing rockets, her team is pretty much dead and they have to back out.
Right, that's a great point there. You see them, and here we go. Greg busting out that EMP onto ExPandable in the middle here, so taking Luxury Yacht down, Purple Dragon out of mech. However, on her way out, Baby Diva does take Defiance down. Daishi falls as well, so Jedi popping his Primal Rage on point. Quite a few kills back and forth going on, so 73% for Cornova is still not being contested by ExPandable, so unless they can get in here soon, they have maybe one fight left.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I mean, probably the biggest issue we're seeing from ExPandable Academy here is not getting out of lost fights when, at the moment that they're lost. They like to kind of stick in there, pop some ults, see if they can turn it around, and unfortunately, that's dragging out these fights and giving a lot of percentage over to their opponents of Cornova.
Right, that's a great point. So, Namgrom diving this high ground. We've got a Lucio B coming out from Cornova as well as we got the tactical visor from Soldier. Tyler for real in his final moments tries to take Namgrom out, but Namgrom slaps him right off the stage. We've got overtime going on now. We've got Diva Bomb coming out from Cool Lobster to remech, and there we go. Remech successful on point. Mercy is trying to res, unfortunately doesn't get it off. She does pop for Valkyrie though, keeping her team up a little bit, but ExPandable really has some short numbers on point. And finally, looks like Mercy's the last one left.
Yeah, unfortunately stands up on that high ground a little bit too long, and we are going to be 1-1 here. On Oasis, and there we saw Tyler for real get kind of booped off by the Winston there. I had flashbacks to, I believe it was the 2017 World Cup. We saw Jake there on Temple on Nepal. He just kept sprinting on Soldier, and they were unable to knock him off with the Primal Rage. Man, that is one of those plays that just sticks in your mind. It was so impressive.
Some of those character interactions, man. Like, That's why those pros are good at what they do.
That's right, but coming into University, it looks like we are going to get goats on both sides. Zen goats for Expandable Academy and Moira goats for the side of Cornova. Zen goats generally going to have the advantage in this matchup, but we're going to see a huge rotation all the way around to the other side from Cornova.
A very interesting approach. Unfortunately for them, Brigida stun really just knocks Jedi out of the fight immediately. Nomgrom swinging that big hammer around, getting that damage in as much as possible. Cornova, like you were saying, it looks like, you know, it's a deal of getting out of the fight once it's already lost. So we got a strong open from Expandable Academy taking down Cornova in this first initial fight. Can we talk about that rotation super quick?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like that. It just kind of gives you a different perspective on that and allows you to play that corner a little bit later into the fight. With goats, you don't really want to attack the point until it unlocks.
Right.
And it had potential. Unfortunately, I believe Jedi dropped his shield just long enough to be stunned by El Pinguino there, and that's what kind of led to the downfall. But there's an early...
And Earth Shatter coming out already from Nomgrom, however, he falls shortly after. We do have an auto grenade coming out on Cornova, so they're going to try to push it now that they have the numbers advantage. We'll see how that works. And we do have a big charge from Jedi coming out. Tyler for real putting in that DPS on point while Cornova's trying to take this point back, and it looks like they're going to be successful in this fight here. Yep, Cornova flipping it at 50% exactly.
Yep, and again, the Rhyme goes down first, and at that point, the fight is pretty much busted open, and all you can do is kind of stall that point to try to build up that percentage as much as possible. However, we've got the Graviton Surge ready for Greg. They've got the Earth Shatter for Jedi. They've got the Diva Bomb to combo with that Graviton, so lots of things to work with for Cornova. There it is.
Greg pops that as Cool Lobster tosses that bomb out. Unfortunately, Nomgrom's shield is just too healthy for them. Earth Shatter coming out from Jedi, and now we have Tyler Friel using that rally. Rally comes out from El Pinguino now, so Expandable's now using all of their keys. And we've got that Nano coming out on the Jedi. Jedi charging in pretty hot there. Diva Bomb and Zarya grab coming out, and Jedi dies a second early for them, so Purple Dragon is able to get Greg and Cruel Lobster out of mech, forgive me. And it looks like Expandable using their ultimate second, withstanding the wave of Cornova's ultimates first, and they do take that point back because of it.
Yeah, it's actually very impressive that they were able to survive the barrage of ultimates coming in from Cornova. They had everything except a rocket barrage, basically.
Exactly.
And
Jedi's got his ultimate again.
Yeah, now they're going to have to try to push in here with only the Earth Shatter and that sound barrier. Only the sound barrier on the other side for Luciolot. Big Earth Shatter!
Earth Shatter out front, getting 3 people down. And there's that counter shatter from Nomgrom. Let's go. We've got Nomgrom swinging around. Luxury Yacht uses his Lucio beat drop to keep his team up. And now we've got that rally coming out from El Pinguino again. That Brigida ult just charges way too fast. But again, we got this fight on point happening. Greg tossing out that big Graviton Surge. At the last second, Sakoi is able to get that Transcendence out.
Another shatter
from Jedi while he's nanoed. What is happening with this team? This Reinhardt has got to be stopped. He's a madman.
He's a madman. He's an absolute
madman.
We're
in overtime right now. We've got Expandable Academy pushing their 99% onto points, so we'll see if Cornova can try to make a flip here. We've got even numbers, 3v3, but Cornova has some reinforcements coming back a little faster than Expandable. So on point right now, we've got Expandable taking Tyler for real and Greg out. Cruel Lobster's out of mech. I don't really see that baby diva. There we go. And the Graviton kept him off point. Expandable Academy wins Oasis.
Yeah,
wow,
really.
That was a very juicy Graviton at the end there.
You're absolutely right. Keeping people. Oh, sorry. We're gonna go ahead and watch this play of the game. But yeah, keeping people off of point is such a great use of that Graviton late in a game like that. So really good to see, and as you said, Expandable Academy is going to take this one. They were able to overcome those little bit of hiccups we saw on the first 2 maps, so really great work from them.
I thought so.
So we're going to go ahead and take a look back at our scoreboard. As we said, Expandable Academy 2-1, take Oasis, first map down.
Exciting, yeah, man.
Yeah,
We're
so,
seeing some really interesting plays there.
You're absolutely right. We're seeing some interesting comps as well. Not just goats v goats all day.
Yeah.
We got to see a good bit of Pharaoh. We saw some Soldier,
Yeah,
McCree.
it wasn't like a petting zoo.
The Sombra.
Full of goats.
I love seeing the Sombra.
I know,
Sombra's so much
yeah,
fun.
No, Sombra was really nice to see, especially, I mean, Greg is very good, it seems, at putting that pressure on those DPS, keeping them out of the fight. They're not doing anything but trying to fight the Sombra off, and more often than not, I'm seeing Greg getting these DPS out of the fights for his team, so he can, make that a little easier for his team there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But it looks like our teams are making a couple of little swaps here.
Okay.
We are going to actually swap sides on our teams.
Cool.
So we will see Expandable Academy in the red now, which is always good. But we are going to go to Dorado for our next map.
Yes.
Another map that, especially the first point or two, very Sombra good for Sombra.
Yeah,
We're gonna go with. I was looking for the word there.
Yeah. It's a very good map for her. Absolutely, this first point. She has such a with her revised kit. It's so much easier for her to run in and do some reconnaissance. Scout out that high ground. If they're running something cheesy like an Orisa bubbling up their Bastion up top. You can hack that Orisa or that Bastion out of their abilities and make a quick dive to effectively get that high ground control back and push that cart. So. We're also more than likely going to see some Widow or Hanzo play here on Dorado. At the very least, this first point of Dorado is it's very healthy for snipers. They can contest that high ground from afar, drop down below the cover of the buildings in the street area when they need to. Hopefully take out some supports or some DPS on the enemy team while they're trying to push that cart. So I hope we see some pretty interesting compositions here. There's quite a bit you can do. We'll see what Cordnova and ExPandable have for us so far. I mean, I'm very impressed with both of their gameplay. It's very entertaining already. It shows that they both have a pretty solid understanding of the fundamentals, and I can't wait to see what kind of juicy stuff they pull out.
Yeah, and I think this is a great time to kind of talk about how Owlet is expanding this season with this Majors division.
Yeah.
So because last season, pretty much if you made it to Diamond, you had ranked out of our league, which is a good thing because it keeps a very fair league for some of these lower level up and coming players.
Exactly.
But now we are going to have some of these Diamond level plus players in here in a separate division. And it just allows for a little bit higher level of play for those who are ready. And that way, when you kind of rank out of the league, you're actually just ranking into the slightly higher league, which is great.
Next level, exactly right. Because it was originally supposed to cultivate, a learning environment for those who still needed to, get more of the intricacies of heroes and compositions and positioning and all that. So yeah, it's fantastic to see that now that Owlet is supporting that as it was before, but also supporting when those players finally kind of graduate, so to speak, from that understanding of the game to that next level, and then trying to cultivate their further perfection of how they can play this game. So yeah, very exciting to see these two pools now available in this Owlet tournament. So.
Yeah, that is absolutely right, and we are just getting to the point that we will see the defenders coming out of spawn here. So let's see what Cordnova wants to run. We are looking at a Ryan Zarya comp, but they want to run Greg there on the Widow and Tyler For Real on that Junkrat.
My baby boy, Junkrat.
So I like this because once you kind of get pushed back past this initial choke, Junkrat can be so strong, and there are so many sightlines, especially here on this first point for Widowmaker. It looks like we are going to take a quick pause, and we will see what is going on with our players here. But in the meantime, let's watch some of this beautiful B-roll that Mr. Allen has provided to us.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. What a delightful thing you've done.
Yeah, it's
just really increasing the quality, the production quality of this delightful tournament. So
yep.
Thank you.
It looks like we did have a little technical issue. One of our players unable to click into the game. So that's a problem.
Just
It's really hard to play if the game doesn't pick up your mouse.
play on a touch screen for it.
That makes it so easy to click heads.
Play on an iPad forehead. No, that's fine. We'll
Yeah,
totally
no,
let him fix that technical issue. And
I'll allow it.
If Suds says it goes, everybody. You heard it
That's
here.
right. You heard it here
So-
first. But they're just gonna restart their game, and we'll get right back going with this.
should be
But in the
back to the
meantime,
tick.
we were talking a little bit about Farah's proficiency here on Dorado, and one of my favorite things that we used to see a little bit of during the triple DPS meta when we ran a Farah dive
Right.
was coming out of spawn. You would see the Farah just instantly rocket up, concussion blast, and get to that high ground where the defenders like to sit to start, and they could just decimate teams if
Right.
they were not ready for that.
Yes, definitely. That's an older.
But
meta,
that
long
is
since
old
passed.
meta. We don't see that a lot anymore. However, quadruple DPS making a comeback. No,
Yeah,
I'm serious.
That QDPS? No, I
It's
totally.
it's a real thing.
I just giggle because it's.
It's
love,
the exact opposite
Yeah.
of goats.
Yeah.
Goats, we don't have any DPS,
Yeah,
so now
no.
we've got all of the
Yeah,
DPS.
it's going to be very interesting to see how they tackle this here. But yeah, like you were saying, Junkrat Farah, very effective. That explosion splash DPS. Around these tighter corners, around these smaller chokeholds. When you're trying to get through this archway here. And once you do exit out of this initial area into this courtyard, it is terribly. It's daunting to know that a Junkrat is on the other side of here somewhere. I mean, Junkrat. I've been maining Junkrat since I started playing this game, and it is ridiculous if you know where to place yourself, how much damage you can just pump out with him. Especially once he got his 2 mines, all that lovely jazz. They made him a little more viable. But enough talking about the heroes. Let's see what happens here now. Cornova setting up on this high ground. EXPandable coming on out of spawn. So we've got EXPandable running. It looks like there we go. She is staying on Farah, Brother Dig.
Oh!
And Greg with the dinks out of the gate. All right. So Luxury Yacht does use that resurrect to bring Brother Dig back. Brother Dig may want to be a little more careful with positioning there, since it looks like Greg had his Wheaties today.
Yeah, and Winston forces the members of Cornova to rotate back around as he
space.
was making some space for the payload to be pushed.
Fantastic. So we do have Brother Dig trying to come in from a different angle here that's a little harder for the Widow to take advantage of. Coming around here, and Greg taking Nomgrom down while he's trying to make some more space for his team. And Jedi gets Purple Dragon down, and Greg also countering El Pinguino, who switched over to Widow. We've got EXPandable retreating for now, trying to regroup, which is probably a smart idea here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And while we did see Nomgrom go down making that space, he did make the space. They got the cart through the choke. They can approach from some different angles here and not just get stuffed immediately.
Right, that's a very good point there. So we do show them El Pinguino peeking up here on this high ground across, trying to see if they can get Greg out of the picture, getting that long-range DPS out of the match for a little bit. And there we go. We've got a quick Widow battle, and Greg caught unawares, but doesn't matter. He jumps around and is able to headshot El Pinguino. We've got this cart moving again, so we got Diva Zen on cart. Luxury Yacht does use her resurrection to bring El Pinguino back again. And El Pinguino, in kind, returns with taking Defiance out. So Cornova has lost one of their main healers. So we'll see what happens. And with the double kill on Jedi and Greg, El Pinguino's pushing this damage now. He says, I can play Widow too. I can click heads, man. So we got EXPandable making some progress now that they've got a few members of Cornova out of the picture.
You're absolutely right, and the reason that fight kind of went south for Cornova is we saw Nomgrom jump in deep on the Winston, and Jedi, instead of staying and holding the front line, turned around and charged after him. He has to be able to trust that his backline, especially when he has Zarya and his DPS back there, are able to deal with that. But now we are going to see EXPandable just try to make some space here on second point.
Yep, Nomgrom popping that Primal Rage, really slapping Cornova off of that high ground and trying to take this territory back while they get this cart around the bend. And it looks like it's working out pretty well for them. ExPandable has 4 ults in their pockets right now. Cornova looking like they have 3. This card's still moving while Cornova kind of gets themselves situated here on this high ground. We do have Tyler for real popping his Junkrat tire, and he's able to get both supports! Tyler for real coming in hot with that exact thing you want to do with Junkrat's tire. You want to go for those squishies. That burst damage is crazy. Defiance bringing Greg back up in the middle of this fight, so we do have the tanks contesting here on point. They're going to try to make sure that ExPandable can't move this card for free. And Greg coming back again, taking El Pinguino down. We got Greg really dominating this Widow v Widow kind of dynamic happening right now.
Yeah, that rip tire from Tyler for real though was so important because they still had Cruel Lobster out of his mech as that fight was about to begin. And he just shut it down, took out both the healers. That was really good. And now, Sequoia going down to Greg early on. He is going to get the res, though.
There we go. Yeah, Luxury Yacht coming in hot with that res. Doing pretty well, keeping those resurrections up when she's got them. So we'll see. Fight breaking out again here, close to point. We do have the Primal Rage out from Jedi trying to get El
with
Pinguino.
the SMG!
Oh, man! Greg just really pushing in that damage. So we've got Cornova. They really want to make sure this card does not move, for free at all. They're really giving ExPandable a hard time trying to make that space to get this card around this second bend here.
That's true, but Cornova's used a lot of their ults to make this hold. Meanwhile, ExPandable Academy hasn't gotten in far enough to use any, so they're about to come up on all 6.
Yep.
And once El Pinguino pops this Infrasights, that's going to give him a huge advantage in this Widow duel.
Absolutely. Oh.
And
so
he
Greg
won it.
Taking down Sequoia, and El Pinguino taking down Greg. However, Greg does get resurrected. Defiance had that res in her pocket. So we do see the tanks from Cornova pushing up here in the front, trying to push ExPandable back, and I do believe that they're going to wait for Sequoia to come back, so he's out of spawn now. I will note ExPandable does have a minute and a half left. They do have 6 ultimates, so we would hope with this this infrared coming out from El Pinguino that they're going to be able to set up a more acute game plan here, and I think that they're going to start pulling out these ultimates. So Cruel Lobster out of mech. We've got the Diva Bomb coming out. El Pinguino 2-shotting Cruel Lobster. So they're pushing in an advantage on this team fight, so we'll see what happens. We've got Transcendence coming out, and Tyler for real again with a double kill on this Junkrat Rip Tire. We got Tyler for real just coming in with these spicy ultimates. All the while, ExPandable is able to push this cart closer and closer to this second checkpoint. They do still have this Pharah barrage in their pocket, but that Defiance pops that Valkyrie here. Cruel Lobster out of mech, so they may have to move back a little bit, but Jedi refusing to let them move this card for free, making some more space and making ExPandable back up.
Yeah, and now we are going to see ExPandable Academy have to back out here. They need to regroup, try to get one more fight, but they've used pretty much all of their ultimates. Just the barrage left. Jedi is going to come up onto the Winston ultimate. Self-destruct online soon for Cruel Lobster as well. We've seen Cruel Lobster get himself caught out a little bit. We saw him go down on cart there. Possibly a little bit of a miscommunication.
In a sticky situation, but I think he's able to lead back to his healers and get healed back up. So we got the Primal Rage coming out from Jedi on point. We got overtime coming up now. Purple Dragon popping out that Diva Bomb. Brother Dig taking Greg out with that. Oh! And Cruel Lobster returns in kind with their own Diva Bomb, taking out 2 members of ExPandable and getting Purple Dragon out of mech, and I think that Cornova has got this one in the bag.
So I think the important thing here with that Diva Bomb was we saw Namgram had the right idea. He jumped at the Diva Bomb, he threw down that Winston shield to try to cover the blast. Unfortunately, he got on the wrong side of it and a couple of his teammates. But when we're looking at especially kind of these preseason matches, what's most important, I would say, from the coach's perspective, is that you want your players to be making the right mental decisions. Exactly. If they fail to execute, that's something we can work on fairly easily, but as long as they see the correct play and make an attempt at it, that's what you want to be seeing. And for the most part, both of these teams doing a good job in that vein.
Right, absolutely. You know, that's a great point. I haven't seen really anything happening where I've you know, kind of scratched my head, you know, have a little bit of confusion. So you can definitely tell that regardless of the outcome, these teams have the right mindset. They definitely have a good grasp on how to play this game. So, you know, things like that do happen. You know, sometimes you misjudge a jump, or you know, you fall off a map just because you forgot that the map
Especially
ends.
those mid-air diva bombs. Trying to block those with a Winston shield is
Yes,
so
that's crazy.
hard.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Like, it's obviously doable.
right,
It can be
doable.
done,
However,
but holy crap.
It's the right move, but it is a difficult move. That's completely correct. Yeah. So we are gonna see ExPandable setting up their defense now. Nomgrom and also Purple Dragon setting up there in that high ground. Hopefully, I believe to maybe contest that high ground there from Cornova. So El Pingüino still running that sniper Widowmaker, but we have Widow and Hanzo actually from both teams out right now.
Back to double
And
snipers!
Greg swinging around smooth as silk. Luxury Yacht is forced to use that resurrect on El Pingüino already. However, the engage is happening here on point. ExPandable not going to let this part move pretty far without a fight. So we'll see what happens. Greg's in the air. That's a little scary for me, but nothing at the moment. Trying to see if he can take care of these snipers that are putting a lot of pressure on his team. We got a dink here.
Merci.
And we do see Greg watching these other snipers up top, trying to get this high ground cleared out for his team. Nomgrom just kind of jumping in, making space, pushing the team back, see if he can get him off park for a little bit. And Jedi just keeping that shield up, that rectangle is going, and he's trying to get this part moving. So finally, it looks like they are forced to rotate. We have a bit of a Hanzo duel here. Brother Dig versus Tyler for real.
Yeah, and the rest of ExPandable Academy in a really strange position as we see the big charge come in from Jedi.
Luxury Yacht, but Jedi is caught out in the midst of ExPandable. So it does look like Cornova is down a few members, so I believe they're regrouping right now to get their numbers back to 6.
And they will have their numbers back first, but at the same time, you took out the Mercy, there's no res, and playing against a Winston, the Reinhardt is a little bit less of a big deal. You just have to focus on those snipers, but we will see Infrasight come out from both sides, so this is going to be a very interesting engage.
Yes, I like this. No secrets, and we have the Dragons coming out on point here. We'll see. Doesn't really take anybody down, but it puts some pressure on them. Valkyrie coming out from Defiance while the Transcendence is into Sequoia. So, and a good sleep on the Nomgrom, but somebody woke him up in the middle of his primal. So Nomgrom is still able to take Defiance down, I believe cutting that Valkyrie short. So ExPandable still making good use of their ultimates here. And it looks like they're pretty even. We got a support ult on the side of ExPandable, and we've got Dragons for the side of Cornova.
That's right. Jedi goes down, though. He's actually going to make the swap over to the Winston. I expect Cruel Lobster to stick on the Zarya just until they get that Graviton Surge. But, because they're going to want to combo that with Tyler for Real's Dragons.
And Greg makes the swap on over to Sombra. So as we were saying, Sombra is pretty strong on this first point, so we'll see if he can actually make that happen for them. So.
But it looks like he's gotten caught out by Nomgrom, found him with the spy check.
It looks like he was able to get out of the way before anything terrible happened. Diva Bomb comes out from Purple Dragon. And nothing comes out of that, but we do have the Graviton and the Dragons coming out. Did you see the Dragons?
I believe they were eaten.
Oh! Fantastic! Dragon coming in with that Diva Matrix. Tyler for real makes the switch on over to Genji now. So, 48 seconds on the clock for Cornova to come in and make this attack happen for this first checkpoint. So, and that was a pretty nice shot from El Pingüino. Taking down Cruel Lobster on that little bit of health there. So, Dragons come out from Brother Dig on point here. Pushing Cornova back,
Yep, 30 seconds left. This is going to be last fight for Cornova. They've made some swaps. They've got Cruel Lobster onto the Diva. Tyler for real onto the Genji there. But yeah, they're probably going to wait as long as they can for Greg. Also, wait out this Infrasight.
No! That's dirty! You can't do that! This is a family show! Oh, man! And with that kill on the Mercy and Tyler for real falling as well with 2 seconds left in the clock, Cornova is at a severe disadvantage, but we do have the EMP coming out towards the end of this Transcendence. We'll see if Greg can make this happen here. Unfortunately, the pressure is a little too much. We got the Primal Rage coming out from Jedi, keeping a body on point here while Defiance keeps the team healed up with that Valkyrie. However, El Pinguino again with these headshots, keeping the pressure onto them. And the Diva Bomb comes out, finishes Jedi off, and we have EXPandable Academy taking Dorado.
Yeah, and El Pinguino just showing off there on the Widowmaker.
Gosh,
but
darn.
we're gonna get the play of the game for it.
Sharpshooter?
It's a sharpshooter play of the game.
Oh, really?
I never would have
No
guessed.
way.
Oh my goodness, we're just gonna soak this in. Enjoy this for a second. Well, I don't know about marinade. Oh man, that is so dirty. But that is going to be a 1-0 win for EXPandable here on Dorado.
Grab your milk, boys. It's getting spicy.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. Spicy. Oh, that's not quite right.
That's okay.
We will get it right
Very
for you,
quick
chat.
updates.
Boom! That's the one we wanted.
Heyo.
So, but yeah,
Wow.
that's a pretty strong win there for EXPandable Academy. And I would like to take a quick moment and just give a shout out to the supports of Cornova. I
Right.
saw a couple of times there, especially their Zarya got in there, down to like, especially when those dragons came out, down to like a sliver of health.
Right.
But his supports were there,
Right,
kept
yeah,
him
yeah.
healed up, and yeah, that was just really good. It looks like we are going to take a quick 5-minute halftime, a little break, and we will be right back with some more hot Overwatch for you guys
Yes.
any minute now.
Keep yourselves on standby. We promise we'll be back.
Hey!
What is up, gamers? We are back from our little break. Thank you for being so patient, so kind. We are getting set up here for the Horizon lunar colony, set up on the moon. Fun fact, did you know, Suds, that this map is based on our moon?
What?
Yes. Why
Our
it's called,
moon?
Yes, that's why it's called the Horizon lunar colony. But they put it on the dark side of the moon, so that's why you never see it.
Wait, you mean when I go outside here, this is the moon?
That's the moon. I know, it's a little hard to wrap your head around.
But there's way too much stuff here.
But there is so much lore supporting this. I couldn't possibly take up all of our viewers.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody.
It is the moon. I'll accept that
I'll
for now.
accept that.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
But we are gonna take a quick look at our defenders.
Absolutely.
Let's get you guys into the game here.
Here we go.
And I actually believe, yes, these need to be flipped. So we're gonna flip them for you guys. Boom.
Oh, it's so nice.
Boom. Oh, we've got our nice
Yeah,
tool
the
from
UI.
Broadcast GG, which
Broadcast
we
GG.
have to thank them. Anyway, looking at the comp, we are just gonna see Zen Goats for the defense
Neat.
and Ana Goats for the offense.
Fantastic.
So once again, in the Goats v Goats matchup, Zen typically has the advantage just because of that Discord orb is so strong
Oh, it's
to
crazy.
get that first kill onto the Reinhardt ideally.
Yep, so we do have Cornova just pushing in right away, just making their way right underneath ExPandable. I really like that move because ExPandable thinks that Cornova is trying to come up the stairs, and now they're a little late to this fight on point. However, the fight is breaking out here on point. So we've got Cornova trying to fight here on the back end of the point. ExPandable pushing in. Let's see, Purple Dragon is able to take Defiance down, so it looks like Cornova is down for their healers. Again, Purple Dragon coming in with some kills here. Jedi down now. Cool Lobster looking a little low. Putting a lot of pressure. Cool Lobster is defect on point now. And Sequoia getting a nice kill off of Tyler for real and Cruel Lobster. Who says you can't DPS as Zen? Look at Sequoia. ExPandable Academy already has both of their defensibles up, so pretty impressive show here. They're going to set back up, I believe.
And I like the plan from Cornova, but unfortunately they allowed that fight to devolve really quickly. They didn't make an effort to really hold the edge of that point at all, hold that corner. So ExPandable Academy were able to just push right into the middle of the team, and they got a kill on the Jedi pretty early in that fight. But they're going to do the same thing, just take the other side of the point here.
Now it looks like, again, both teams are just rotating appropriately. And we've got a hammer coming up from Jedi. However, Sequoia follows up, as well as Brother King with their support ults. But we got a Nano coming out as well. So Jedi swinging that big flowy hammer around now. Getting a little help from Greg with that Graviton surge. We've got so many ults, both Diva Bombs coming out. Look at Purple Dragon with that double kill. Cruel Lobster did take Sequoia out. However, this fight's not over yet. And Jedi with another Earthshatter. This man is crazy. Cornova, where did you find this man? Purple Dragon out of mech on point, and it looks like Cornova has found their footing in this first point match.
But
Wow.
it was an ult fiesta we saw there.
I tried my best, everybody. Forgive me. Anything I missed?
Luckily,
did mention trans.
ExPandable Academy held on to both of their tank ultimates, so that's a good couple to try to halt the progress of Cornova here. But Cornova gonna have the rally as well as the sound barrier to get a good kind of sustain through those ults, and they're gonna go through the lab here.
And we've got that beat coming out early as an initiator. The Graviton Surge coming out from Hammy. Doesn't look like it's able to really get anybody. It's up for a minute. However, ExPandable Academy looking like they're up in the numbers game.
Yeah, we do see Daishi and Jedi go down there early. That's not going to take too much longer to clean this up.
Cruel Lobster hops into the fray to die a little faster.
So, I mean, unfortunately, Jedi went for the YOLO charge there on the Reinhardt. Got himself stuck in the back line and discorded and just unable to protect his team from any of that incoming damage. And that really is kind of part of what forced them to pump both the beat and the rally there. And now Spike Mecha on the main tank. That was actually one of the swaps we saw during the halftime. Is gonna have his Earth Shatter, as well as the Diva Bomb from Purple Dragon.
So we do have the rally coming out from Brother Dig and a Diva Bomb thrown
So
out by Purple
good!
Dragon. Oh, and that Earth Shatter, you got that. That is amazing. So Spike Mecha really slamming a few members of Cornova down, and it looks like yet again
That's the fight.
cleaning that up.
That was so well executed.
Man.
They sent that Diva Bomb in. They waited because they knew Jedi had to turn his shield around to protect not only himself but his team. And the moment he does that, Spike Mecha with the hammer down,
Spicy plays.
got 3 or 4 of them, and the cleanup was easy from there. But we are going to see the Graviton this fight from Greg. We're going to see another Earth Shatter. We're going to see the Nano Boost and possibly the Diva Bomb from Crew Lobster.
Big fight on point now, no nuance. And unfortunately, Jedi tries to ult, but we get a good block from Spike Mecha. And now without using any ults of their own, they push Cornova back.
And that is so good for EXPandable
Oh,
Academy. They're going to have 5 ults coming into this next fight. And, unfortunately,
they're pushing them back pretty far now. Spike Mecha is just kind of doing his own thing out there.
but we're seeing, Spike Mecha.
Oh, did he get?
He got slept, I believe.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, slept.
Oh, man.
Or stunned or something, but
Yeah.
we're seeing the benefit of the Zen Goats here. They're able to get the Discord onto Jedi and just not allow him to get any swings in before he even dies.
Right, so Defiance popping that rally while they initiate since Spike Mecha was down. However, Spike Mecha's coming back out of point here. Got the Graviton Surge from EXPandable, and both Diva Bombs coming out. Purple Dragon is able to take down Blue Lobster, and we've got a nice slam here from Spike Mecha, taking down a few members of Cornova. However, this fight is still ongoing. We've got quite a bit going on. The Nano comes out on Jedi, and a big Earth Shatter again! Taking down Spike Mecha, but that Transcendence comes out protecting his team. Sakoi's not going to let his tanks die without a good fight in them, so they're pushing Cornova back yet again since they were able to turn the tide of that fight.
Yeah, and that ultimate from Jedi came out a bit late in that fight. They had pretty much already won, and again, that's one of these things that we've noted Cornova needs a little bit of work on, is seeing when these fights are lost and just backing out as we go.
Well, we do have EXPandable just kind of getting themselves resituated here, and Cornova looks like they're going to go through main again. See if they have a good plan for attack.
Looks like the plan is the
Graviton
Graviton.
Surge coming out, and with that anti-grenade, gosh dang, Daishi, really making easy work for her team there. Defiance popping that ultimate and all that armor that the team's getting right now, so I mean, just look at that.
That should be the cap if they can keep Brother Dog off of here.
Oh, Brother Dig Luxury Yacht coming in, but Brother Dig falls fast and Luxury Yacht follows. Spike Mecha trying to make some space and trying to get some work going. Oh, and we've got 3 ultimates coming out here, but unfortunately, looks like the shields were pretty good. Sakoi falls to a solo shatter on point here. Big charge trying to come in, but Jedi just moves out of the way, gets stunned. The fight's still ongoing here with the both supports coming back out from spawn now. However, Brother Dig falls, Purple Dragon falls, and Luxury Yacht finally is taken down.
Yeah, and that's going to be the point. Really good from Cornova to get on that point. They used that Graviton really effectively, and were just able to pretty much clean up from there. So you love to see it.
Yeah, so we'll get the swap. We'll see exactly how they want to approach this. I'm wondering if they're going to run pretty similar comps. You'd have to imagine, since it seems that they were comfortable running the compositions they had, they probably won't make very many swaps themselves. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I mean, yeah, they did eventually take that. Only a minute left, though. And we did see some of the struggles when you're dealing with a Zenyatta on the other side. As we were discussing Jedi getting that Discord frequently. And that's one of those things that you have to be aware of is if you're going to run into the Zen Goats. So you're going to want your Zarya to hold on to that projected bubble as a way to cleanse the Discord and buy your Ryan a little bit of time to drop his shield, get some swings in. But unfortunately, that's not quite what we're seeing from Greg right now.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. especially since, you know, he can bounce it around to whoever he can see, and, you know, even if you're able to get cover, it does put you out of the fight while you're trying to get the Discord to fall off of you, so it is very effective at, you know, kind of zoning, you know, big tanks out, and, you know, trying to get through those big meteor heroes. So we do have Cornova setting up on top, and looks like they're running. Yep, there's 3 and 3. EXPandable Academy coming up front, and it looks like they're going to try to swing below. Yep, looks like they are swinging below here, just running straight to point, and Cornova's going to beat them here from the high ground. So we've got the fight breaking out here just on point. And you've got Purple Dragon getting teamed right away, so Cornova really putting the pressure, really putting that GPS on EXPandable. And man, just kind of like a house of cards, they fall one by one. Yeah,
easy defense. It looks like we are going to get a pause. We had a disconnect from one of the members of EXPandable Academy there, and I believe, yes, it was their main tank. We were told during their attack, he was actually having some, during their defense, because this is EXPandable Academy we're talking about, he was having a little bit of connection issues, causing him to just kind of walk forward. Which is always what you want your Ryan to do.
Exactly.
You know,
you
press W and mouse 1, you cowards.
Yeah, what are you doing?
But if it's not automatically pressing mouse 1 for you, then that's an unfortunate bug.
Unfortunate, yeah.
But
this big walking rectangle man then.
Yeah, we are going to just take a pause, give him a chance to get his computer going once again.
Absolutely.
So in the meantime, we will take another quick look back at our wonderful B-roll. Look at this. You can see the Earth. You were right. It is the moon.
See, you know, again, like I said, we could have gone through the specifics, but that's one of the big points, one of the big lore supports.
Okay.
So, you know,
there's not. No one's from the moon, are they?
I'm sorry. Have you met this hamster in a giant ball?
Sorry?
Yes.
You mean wrecking ball?
Mm-hmm.
I believe the ball itself is more important here. You guys have no idea the look I just got from Avi, but it was dirty. The dirtiest look you've ever seen.
I'm just trying to talk about interstellar, extremely intelligent
interstellar
creatures.
Animals.
You know, and it's not my fault that they exist. I didn't create them, but we have to acknowledge their
Someone
presence,
did.
their existence.
We all know it was Professor Winston because he is a cruel and unusual man who gives intelligence to these creatures that have no use for it. I say no use, but we've seen the things that they've created.
How could you give sentience to a hamster? What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, just
You gave
cruel.
sentience to a hamster and he built a death ball machine. What do you mean?
You should have seen this coming, Dr. Winston. But it looks like we've got Spike Mecha reconnected. Unfortunately, he will give up any ult charge he had, but being on the resetting offense was good timing for him at the very least.
Hope you guys like our banter. It's
top
here to
notch.
stay, and it's flowing through us. So, yet again, looks like we have EXPandable trying to push, I believe, underneath, and a gigantic anti-heal grenade coming out from Daishi. Really just tossing those big anti-grenades. So, and a
huge
shatter coming out. Jedi taking further dig out with the shatter itself, and just again, one by one, they fall to the sheer pressure that's getting put on them. So, EXPandable gets pushed off this point yet again, and I believe Purple Dragon is going to get stalled for quite some time. We'll see. Oh, man.
Oh,
no.
the sleep is just filthy.
Reminiscent of times past.
Oh, and there it is,
Oh,
and that's gonna buy or kill a lot of time off the clock for EXPandable Academy. They are actually making some swaps. We're gonna see a dive composition with the Genji and the Widow come out from them, which historically has been pretty decent on this map. There's a lot of sightlines for the Widow, and I'm surprised they want to run the Genji without the Ana to get that nano
I was going to
boost.
say, I think Sakoi switched over to Mercy, I believe maybe just for the raw healing power, so...
as well as the res onto the long-range characters is very strong.
So, we'll see. They are kind of moving as a unit underneath, hopping on a...
Oh, that is an aggressive charge from Jedi.
Man, yeah, there we go. Spike Mega is able to take that to 5 Alliance in the middle of this initial interaction here. However, we get the Nano Boost coming out onto Jedi, trying to get some tank pressure out. We do have the Winston falling, unfortunately. However, Sequoia is able to bring Purple Dragon back up. Cornova, though, really still holding strong here on this defense.
Yeah, and that is going to force at least a soft reset from the side of EXPandable Academy. And the problem with this Widow right now is once the fight moves to point, there's not a lot of places she can be that give her the sightlines she wants. And she is, it looks like, going to escape with her life just barely.
I was on eggshells trying to watch that happen. Like,
so 60 seconds left to cap this first point for the side of EXPandable Academy.
Cammy popping that, that infra site right away, so they do know exactly where Cornova's holding. We got Spike Mecha hopping in, trying to make some space in his shield here. And Purple Dragon trying to do a bit of a pincer. So we have both Diva Bombs coming out. Cool Lobsters takes down Purple Dragon and Brother Dig. Purple Dragon takes down Cool Lobster, though. Sakoi is able to sneak in and get that resurrection. However, we got a big Earth Shatter coming out from Jedi, followed up by an even bigger charge. EXPandable Academy is going to have to regroup, and they're going to have to try their best to make one more fight happen here before they lose the time.
Yeah, luckily it was Spike Mecha went down last. He's very mobile, and I believe it looks like Luxury Yacht is going to wait up for him and try to get him in here quick.
Yeah, hopefully taxi back to point, because yeah, they really need to...
They really need this Dragon Blade to come online as well.
Yeah, they're probably going to initiate here with the Lucio beat, so we'll see what happens.
There it is.
There it is. And on point, we've got, again, just a standard fighting. Sequoia again with a nice res here on Slay. Just fall the Jedi. And there comes the Dragon Blade. We'll see what happens. Jedi is also nanoed at the moment. Brother Nick taking down Defiance in the middle of this fight. But Earth Shatter doesn't hit anybody from Jedi. However, it doesn't look like it needs to hit anybody at this moment. Cornova really, again, just one by one dismantling EXPandable on this.
Yeah, and that's going to go to Cornova this map. So 2-1 here in the series so far. And I'm a little surprised at the composition swap from EXPandable Academy. I mean, running dive can be so difficult into the Brigida, even now that she can't stun through shields. But look at this from Jedi, just savagery on this Reinhardt. And
got it with the backswing. Did you see that?
I did. You gotta love that backswing. The rocket-powered hammer gives you the equal power on the backswing. That's the beauty of it.
Power of a rocket.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. It's wonderful. Man. So, but that is going to be I believe a 2-0 win there for Cornova. So really great play from them.
Yeah, you got a good point there. Even though Brigida did recently get kind of nerfed, it's still extremely difficult to run dive into Brigida. Because even though she can't one-shot combo you anymore with all of her abilities, it is still the matter of control. It's the matter of her being able to stop you in your tracks, stop your momentum. And really place you as a stationary target for that split second where, they can focus fire you and, take you out of the equation for that team fight.
Especially someone like Winston, who has such a large critical hitbox with his giant monkey face.
Big old monkey face, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's just so, you're not gonna avoid those headshots from coming in. You're gonna go down quickly, especially, luckily, there's not a lot of characters in a GOATS composition that can crit you. Ryan's just got a hammer. Brig just has a big old rocket flail.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, so we shall see as we move to Hollywood here shortly. It looks like we may get some more swaps in the compositions here. I believe we've got Namgram back in at the main tank position here for EXPandable Academy.
Nice.
And we are going to see I believe Cornova, I believe they only have the 6 on their roster. I could be wrong about that.
But I think they've run the same 6 this whole time at least, right? Yeah. As
far as I know, they've got the 6, but EXPandable either have a huge roster or are doing tryouts here in our preseason blocks. But, whatever works for you.
2 birds, 1 stone, right?
Yeah. So, looks like Oh, we got one ready. Should have the second one here shortly. And I would like to just take this moment to let everybody know that if you don't have the Reinhardt football player skin, the sound that that hammer makes when you're swinging it at people, that big old trophy, just ping, ping. You gotta have it. If you're a Reinhardt player and you don't have that skin, you're missing out, my friend. It's good stuff.
Welcome to Hollywood.
And he says touchdown instead of hammer down.
Yeah, I mean, what more
Puns,
can you
am I
want?
right?
Like, but oh, not that one. We're gonna take a quick look at our Hollywood B-roll,
Oh, wow.
which is exactly where all the B-roll comes from. So it's
Nice.
nice that we've got a little bit of it.
Fantastic. Yeah, looking nice and sunny here in sunny California.
So Hollywood lends itself well to the Orisa compositions. We haven't seen any Orisa today yet.
Not sadly.
And I'd like to see what these main tanks can do on that hero,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
in the right situations she can be very strong, and this first point a lot of times is one of those situations. So
Yeah, she does a good job contesting the high ground, trying to pull Widows and McCrees, off of there, because I'm sure we're going to see some
Ready for
McCrees,
battle.
Widows, Hanzos perhaps, maybe on this first point defense. It's possible we won't see any of that, but I do know that quite a few people try to run those snipers here on this first point.
yeah, you're absolutely right, and it looks
Attackers
like
incoming
on the
in 30
defense we
seconds.
are going to get Zen Goats.
Yeah, petting zoo.
Sorry?
It's just full of goats.
I know we were all hoping for the horse oats.
Horse oats?
Horse oats.
Please. Oh, you mean Orisa?
Yes, the
Gotcha.
Orisa goats, which I don't know why you would ever run that, because you just have this. You don't have the ability to make any kind of push. Anyway, Zen Goats on both sides. We got the mirror match. Who can do it better? We're gonna find out here
We
on
are gonna
Hollywood
find out
First.
Here on Hollywood. So, we got the whole team. Cornova just kind of pushing up right now, trying to see where they can move, how cheeky they can be with their attacks, and so far they're, doing what they can, putting some damage and putting some pressure. Daishi on the high ground, trying to put some pressure on the back line now, but gets pushed off by the Zen's Discord again. Scary stuff, that Discord. So we got Jedi moving out front. He does get the team back a little bit here, and we already have an Earthshatter coming out from Jedi. Are you serious? I mean, who am I kidding, right? This man's been getting Earthshatters like they're hotcakes.
Yeah, and now we've got El Pinguino kind of stuck here in the back line.
Oh no!
Gonna
You
get
lose all your
staggered.
energy. It's just a bummer.
Now, Jedi with some risky plays there to
Yes.
get that shattered.
Yes.
He did let his shield get broken, which any Reinhardt player will know. Big no-no.
That's a big
You
no-no.
can't let them break your shield, because then you cannot block that Diva Bomb. All you need is 1 HP on that shield to block the Diva Bomb, but you gotta have that one.
Yeah, or the enemy Ryan's Earthshatter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one too.
Oh, and we got Cornova rotating around back here, so it looks like they are gonna.
Oh
try
no,
to-
they're faking it. They're gonna come back front.
And they faked him. There you go.
Oh,
Oh, what a good
no.
sleep. Look at that. Thank you, Daishi.
And a
we've
huge
got a
anti-nade.
nice Nano coming out as well. Daishi really just highlighting Anna's kit here. Here we go. We do have a member of Cornova on point. However, they're going to be swiftly dealt with, I believe. Unfortunately, I think they're going to even be staggered.
Yeah, a little bit
Purple
there.
Dragon, it's always the baby Devo.
Yep, and
Man, Daishi really pulling out that Anna. Just
Daishi looks so good on the Ana there, and now we're gonna have 5 ultimates online for Cornova.
Right.
We should have 5, maybe 6 coming online for Expandable Academy. So can you say Ult Fiesta?
Can you say, Avi's gonna try to say, so here we go. Here's the rally coming up from Brother Dig. They're pushing up this high ground right now, so really forcing Cornova to get back onto that point, putting them into the corner right here. We've got both of the Gravitons coming out, both of the Transcendence is coming out, and we've got a Earthshatter coming out as well. So Jedi making that charge here on Expandable. Now we got the Lucio beat drop and a Diva Bomb coming out. Unfortunately, no kills coming out from that Diva Bomb. However, Purple Dragon is able to get Cruel Lobster out of the mech, and consequently, Cruel Lobster falls to Namgrom's hammer. So we do still have Expandable Academy fighting here on point, while Cornova is doing their best to make this defense happen. However, they only have 2 members left, so it looks like they are going to finally fall here in this fight, and looks like Expandable has finally made their claim here on this point.
And we are gonna see the capture percent go up, and I don't expect Cornova to come in here and try to every contest. But
Yeah,
yeah, you were going for the rap god there. We'll see. We need to have Owlet like
Owlet rap.
just awards at the end of the season. All you play-by-play casters, we know you're going for the Rap God Award. But as we push into second here, all of those ults did come out in that fight.
Yes,
So
yeah, every single ultimate.
Namgrom gonna have the Earth Shatter here shortly. We do see a swap onto Genji for Tyler for real.
All right. So looks like we've got a pretty standard fight here going on in the streets. They are getting stopped here right around.
Huge
And
shatter!
coming out with that gigantic shatter. Purple Dragon actually got slept right before that though. So ExPandable, trying to run 5 people into this. However, when you slam almost the entire enemy team, it doesn't matter if your Diva's taking a nap.
Yeah, that was just
Wow.
And they've made so much space now for this cart to move forward.
Wow.
Probably one more fight for Cornova here.
Yeah, so it looks like they only have one person on the cart right now. However, again, they've made a huge amount of space for themselves. That's not really going to matter as much. But yeah, they will have another fight here before it gets to the... Oh, and we've got the Graviton Surge coming out here. See, El Pinguino, yeah, catches a good chunk of the enemy team. However, the subsequent Earth Shatter comes out now. From Namgrom, but he does fall eventually with Defiance. We've got the Transcendence from Zyndine and Purple Dragon again with that Diva Bomb taking Cruel Lobster down. We got the Nano who's coming out on Jedi, and then the got the Zarya grab from Greg, catching a good chunk of the members of ExPandable. So Cornova really just making this work for themselves.
That was a really late turn to the fight there.
That was.
A huge Graviton coming out from Greg to allow his team to kind of get a foothold again with only a few meters to go there.
3 meters, yeah. They really left that to the...
But now they've got the momentum. They've got not quite an advantage in ultimates, but they're sitting pretty. They've got the Earth Shatter. They've got the Diva Bomb. Only support ults on the other side. El Pinguino may build up another grab. That was a fast build of that grab there.
So, Brother Dig popping that rally while this team initiates. And again, Jedi with this fat shatter. And we've got the Diva Bomb to couple it. Cruel Lobster not playing any games with this Diva Bomb here.
We're just going to go back and forth for the rest of this map with shatters and Diva Bombs.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean... Cornova, I mean, that fight, they really cut ExPandable's momentum there, and again, they're cutting it yet again. I mean...
Yeah, and I mean, so that was really good. They saw the opening and they took it. The thing is, on defense here, you want to draw these fights out as long as possible because you want to like take away the time from the enemy team, and by initiating super early like that, you just aren't able to do so.
That's correct. Yeah, so we have ExPandable on Saloon right now, and then rotating back down to Street. They do have under 30 seconds left, so we're going to see how they make this happen. We've got the big fat El Pinguino, Zarya coming out here. Transcendence coming out for Cornova, as well as Nano Boost, our Jedi. So Jedi is trying to fight off the entire enemy team, and solo ults. Oh, Zyndine, sorry my guy. We've got Luxury using his Lucio B drop on point here while him and Purple Dragon trying to make something happen. But we have Jedi coming back, and oh! He manages to catch Luxury Yacht and then fire strikes him down at the last second. That was a crazy charge.
This was actually really well played from Cornova here. They completely split the members of ExPandable Academy. They fought down the tanks and just the majority of the team there in the back of the kind of studios. Meanwhile, it was just the Baby Diva and I believe the Zen there on cart fighting against a Zarya and a Zen. So the advantage clearly on the side of Cornova there. So just really, really excellent play from them to split the team like that.
Yeah, definitely using intelligent, nuanced, positioning, really making sure that if you can break this team up into smaller chunks and tackle them in that fashion, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier for you to get that advantage in that team fight. So yeah, smart plays coming out, really exciting to see all of this going on. It's a bit fast-paced at times, but I hope we are keeping you guys up to date, and I'm excited to see what they do here with this swap. So I'm assuming we'll probably see goats on goats again, but...
oh, only if we're lucky.
Only if we're lucky.
But we've got the defenders starting to set up here. It's not goats.
Whoa!
We've actually got the double spam with the Pharah and the Hanzo here.
Nice.
They're gonna run dive tanks and then a Mercy and the Lucio. Mercy really good with the Pharah, obviously the
Right.
classic Pharah Mercy combo, but also really good with the Hanzo because Hanzo a little more aggressive than Widow, but as a sniper, usually is going to get killed in a position that he can be rezzed from.
Absolutely.
And that's really, really big for them.
Right, if you want to try to swing that numbers advantage back, yeah, trying to get a res on one of your DPS in a better position is always going to be better for you. So we've got them setting up now. Cornova just trying to push in to see what ExPandable's running, and already that shield spam is really coming in. And Daishi falls right away to Brother Dig. Brother Dig coming in hot with 2 kills already, and ExPandable's not going to let that go for nothing. They're going to push in a bit here, and we're going to see some of this action now. And they are actually pushing up all the way up to spawn the Madmen.
Yeah, that is
The
very
disrespect.
aggressive. Greg gonna make the swap onto the Widow, Jedi onto the
man.
Winston, Tyler for real,
Onto
the Genji. So lots of swaps.
Man.
And
The goats have been pushed to the side.
Yep, and Greg just gonna look for the pick onto Brother Dig or El Pinguino, and that will open this fight so well for his
So
team here.
We'll see how ExPandable reacts to this quick, team composition swap. So we do have Greg trying to do a hook shot here. Oh my God, Greg!
Oh, two!
The Madman! You can't do this to me! I have a weak heart! 2 dinks already! We turn it around a bit with ExPandable taking down Jedi and demecking Cruel Lobster, but there's a lot of... Oh, El Pinguino returns the headshot. You can't take down 2 members of ExPandable without El Pinguino fighting back. Tyler for real is able to take down both Nomgrom and Luxury Yacht, however, so this fight can still go either way here. We've got El Pinguino on point, Tyler for real taking down Purple Dragon as well with the help of his team. And with that, we have Cornova. Looks like they're going to be taking this point unless ExPandable wants to try to contest.
I don't even know what to think about
Wow.
Greg. And
Greg!
those shots
Greg, my
are
boyo.
just so clutch.
Oh, and we have Nomgrom hopping in here at the last second. Dragon's thrown in on point as well, so we're going to see if this works for them. We're making some space here, so Diva Bomb coming out from Purple Dragon, going to fall on a point here. Cornova still trying to avoid dying, so they haven't capped this point quite yet, so we are still seeing a really juicy team fight. Greg and Tyler for real, and Jedi making some work here though, and it looks like ExPandable is ultimately going to fall. And that Primal Rage comes out, Nomgrom really bouncing the members of Cornova around, so we're going to see, ooh, and with that Discord, that just tears through him like butter.
That was as good of a last-second contest as you could expect
Yes.
to get from ExPandable Academy, and they did burn off a solid 30-45 seconds with it.
Yeah.
So, not bad. Unfortunately, they fed tons of ults to Cornova,
insane.
who are going to come in here with 5. Meanwhile, only the Barrage and both support ults online for ExPandable Academy.
Good observation, Suds. And ExPandable's now playing this high ground on top of Saloon. It looks like they're going to try to push Cornova off of their own high ground here and maybe see if they can push him back, stop this momentum. We do have the Primal Rage coming out now from Jedi, and we also have Zyndine using her Valkyrie to keep her team up. So we'll see if this is going to maybe sway the tide here. Cornova getting a few picks here, however. We got the Nano Boost coming out on Tyler for real, followed up by this Genji Blade. So Nano Blade coming out, seeing if they can finish off these members of ExPandable Academy. We do have a single kill here on the Pharah, and he follows it up with a dash on the Mercy. So they're just, taking him down one by one here, able to break him up and tear him apart.
Yeah, and that fight was pretty much just entirely in the hands of the ult economy. Cornova getting the better of it as expected, but now the ult economy swung the other direction. They used a lot of ults in that fight, and now we're gonna see ExPandable Academy come in here with 5, but they need to get on this payload.
Luxury Yacht does use his Lucio to keep his team up. Brother Dick trying to use his Barrage, but unfortunately, Daishi gets a few shots on him before he's able to do too much damage. We've got Defiance using his Transcendence to keep his team up, trying to body block that Diva Bomb. Tyler for real does get Zyndine out of the picture, as well as Luxury Yacht. Tyler for real really going in on these supports. And there we go.
Payload pushed in, right on top of a sleeping Winston.
Man.
And,
that's how this game
I mean,
works.
this looks like a completely different Cornova team than that first map of Oasis that we saw. And here we go, Jedi with the Reinhardt play of the game. This has to be a fat shatter.
Something. Oh, man.
He gets the nano boost. This is just so good from him. Being so aggressive, and his support's doing a great job of just keeping him up the whole time.
And Defiance 63 KP.
Yeah, their supports were getting into those fights really, really effectively.
Absolutely.
So that is going to be a 2-1 win for Cornova.
Nice.
So
So does that mean
it does,
Busan
Avi.
hype? I want Busan hype in the chat right now. I mean, when you hear this.
In 3 minutes.
In 3
but
minutes.
right now, Busan hype, we're going to a game 5.
Map 5 tiebreaker.
This
Let's
is what
go.
we've been waiting
Let's
for.
go, dude.
So, Busan, our newest map. How much play have you seen on here, Avi?
Do you mean within Owlet tournament or?
Oh, no, just in general.
You know, I familiarized myself with the map kind of through quick play when it first came out. Obviously, I was very excited to see this new map. I've seen, you know, some like pro streamers playing this. I haven't really seen any organized tournament level play on Busan, however.
Okay, well, I've seen a little bit myself in the Warp Meta tournaments as well as Open Division.
Perfect.
They're Blizzard's getting their money's worth out of this new map. They're
Oh,
shoving it into
I'm
every
sure.
map pool they can find.
They're like, yes, we made another map. Divas from here, you know that, right? Yeah, we made a mecha. What is it?
The mecha base.
The mecha base.
Oh
right.
man, have
I
you
almost called it a mecha farm.
looking at those other mechas, the ones that aren't divas? So cool looking.
Right?
Like they're just
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy shapes.
Do you think they make a Voltron?
They better?
Bro, I want them to Voltron. What if
If they don't
in-
Voltron, what's the point of having 5 of them?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point of having 5 singly colored mechas if they can't Voltron eventually? Exactly.
Yeah,
You got-
I'm glad you
this is-
understand me.
Everybody, this is why Suds and I we cast together because we just get each other.
We
you know, we're on this
we
that same
have a level, you know.
wavelength.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's
say
right.
it together.
Oh.
But... All right, so
Moving
getting ready
on.
for Busan. I'm pretty excited though. I
looks
do
like-
I do like the map geometry on all of the actual parts of Busan. I think it's very interesting on the mecha base for sure. That one I thought was really cool. How
I really like the movable
yeah,
barriers.
Yeah, the movable barriers, and it's like this pit in the midst of this like almost separated high ground that you can kind of peek in and see point from, and then those walls that just move up and down, kind of blocking some view, sight lines and things. So I'm pretty excited. I really like this map. I think aesthetically it's really pleasing. I think as a map itself it's pretty strong. So, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do here.
Yeah.
If they do goats, hey, they do goats, and we get to see some good gameplay regardless.
Here's the thing: is goats pretty strong on mecha base, fairly strong on whichever one has the large drums. I can never remember the name for
I
that
don't know
one.
the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Big drum.
However, when we go to downtown, that's where you see some dive, and I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
seeing dive.
I'm
We
excited.
saw a good bit of dive v dive there on the last bit of Hollywood,
We did.
and I would love to see some more. We saw Big Blade coming out from. Oh man, it was Tyler for Real, I
Yes.
believe. They're on the Genji, just hacking and slashing,
Yeah.
getting those dash resets. That's what you want to see.
Hack, slash, and dash.
Yeah.
That's what I call my talk show with Guy Fieri.
Why do you have a talk show with Guy Fieri?
So
What do you talk about?
we're probably going to be seeing, I can assume we'll see some Hanzo here, perhaps Widow. I mean, Greg popping off in that last bit of Hollywood when they made the swap to dive. I mean, I think somebody actually clipped it and put it in the chat, so thank you for that. Oh yeah, Greg is clutch. Thank you, the beer.
We know he's clutch.
We are highlighting the clutchness.
Now to Busan.
So I'm excited. Maybe we will see those characters that come with the dive composition. So I think it'd be a shame if at least one team didn't play Diva here.
Yeah, and we are going to start out on downtown. Unfortunately, no beautiful B-roll for Busan yet.
That's okay.
We'll get it soon though. I'm sure Mr. Allen is on top of that.
For right now, you will get freeform interpretive camera positioning from Suds.
That's exactly right. And I used to be an interpretive dancer.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was. I mostly danced to "Don't Stop Believin'," mainly because the interpretation is very easy.
Mainly
Because I'm not that good of a dancer.
And also, the song is just telling you the story.
Exactly. It makes my life so easy as the interpretive dancer.
Ah, Journey, masters of the written word and song. Thank you for
Yes, thank
telling
you.
us stories over chords. So, here we go. We can take a look here. Yes, we're seeing some Tracer. We're seeing, you know, Diva. We're seeing, oh, El Pinguino. I know you might be trolling, but
Here, I think, you know, it's
maybe.
Greg that's trolling.
There
They're
we
going to
go.
go Zen Goats. The other side, we are going to get the Pharaoh Widow dive, which is exactly what we want to see. Hopefully,
debated all around.
hopefully they can force Greg back onto that Widow, because that
mean,
was just
It
filthy.
was pretty strong. So we've got both teams now. El Pinguino trying to take positioning here up on this high ground, trying to see if he can put pressure on the team now. We do have Cruel Lobster trying to pressure him off, but unfortunately gets Demect right away. That Discord from Zen is definitely serious. So Brother Dig also putting a lot of spam, a lot of damage here.
Oh, the boop!
And the boop! Baby Diva went into the train tracks. Sorry about that, homie. The fight's now coming to point, but it looks like, unfortunately for EXPandable, they did have some people fall, but they did turn around with a few picks of their own, and they actually took the point in the midst of this team fight. So Cornova may actually have to back up now that this swung back to the side of EXPandable.
That
And
was
Greg really pushing up.
We did have the names backwards there. That is Cornova.
So Cornova really pushing up now, making things work. I thought that the names sounded weird. Apologies. We will get this rolling correctly now. So El Pinguino and the rest of the team on this high ground positioning now. They are going to try to make themselves known here. Perhaps try to make some space, get some things rolling, so they can try to take this point back. Brother Dig really just pressuring with all these rockets coming in.
Doing a good job of it, to be honest. He's pretty much forced Cornova back into this corner, and now they're going to have to try to retake this space from EXPandable Academy.
Sakoi is able to take Jedi down, and Purple Dragon gets Tyler for real out of the game for now. So Cornova is fighting a 4v6 right now, so they do need to be very careful with this engage here. Purple Dragon is able to get back in back, and we got Nombrom. Oh, Nombrom in the Graviton, and Sakoi tries to help him out. He does get resurrected though, but Sakoi in turn gets solo shattered by Jedi, and this fight still breaking out on point here. Purple Dragon Demect here. Brother Dick trying to put on some pressure, however, it looks like Cornova's got just a little more pressure on their own side, so that Far Mercy not really doing a whole bunch for them at this moment.
Yeah, the stall was so good from Cornova. We needed to see a bit more aggression from EXPandable Academy. That was the time when you need your Far to drop down, get in close, land those high damage rockets, get that splash damage onto multiple targets, and allow you to clean up that fight, but unfortunately they just weren't able to do it there.
Yeah.
And so now we're getting into last fight territory for EXPandable Academy.
Right, we do have the Infrasight from El Pinguino coming out. 5% left on this point here. And it looks like El Pinguino's even going to try to get a better... Oh, and none of them touched Roy! EXPandable Academy. I know you were busy trying to engage, but you gotta hop on that point.
That's
Man.
as close to a C9 as you're gonna
that
get.
is like a C8.9. That is...
Oh man.
Man, that
The
is-
only thing missing was the fight already being won, but they had a
No,
good shot at that
bless.
one.
Yeah, they could have made that engagement really work for them, especially since it looked like, well, we won't
It's
reminisce in
let's
the
not
past.
worry
We're
about
moving
that.
on to Mecha Bay,
We are going to go to
and here are
Mecha
these
Base.
super
And
cool
look at
mechs.
these.
Like, that's so cool,
Access
right?
denied. They won't let me fly the mechs,
No,
Avi.
that's
I want to
awful.
fly the mechs. Look
I
at this
know.
guy.
Oh,
Okay.
big boy.
Meanwhile, we've got Zen Goats. Actually, Zen and Ana, they're going to skip the Brigitte, which we've seen
Okay.
Cornova do in the past, and I'm lukewarm on. But Brigitte McCree comp on the side of EXPandable Academy.
Neat. So we do have Cornova taking this high ground closer to point here, and EXPandable just kind of across the way from them, figuring out what's going on. Looks like they are trying to spam the shields, you know, get some good picks in here in this beginning fight. Charge coming in, non-drum falls, as well as Jedi. So both Ryans are out of the picture for the moment. EXPandable Academy losing both of their supports in this initial fight, so it's really looking bad for them. El Pinguino falls as well, and Cornova is going to clean up here on point now, as far as I can see.
Yeah, this shouldn't be too much trouble for them. They, that charge from Jedi, he loves taking these risky charges, but more often than not, they're working out for him. He's just not being punished by the enemy team. El Pinguino was a little bit too far away to really help out there, and I'm not sure the Discord landed on him, but Jedi looking a little not ready for that engage to come. Oh, but he was ready!
He was feigning ignorance to get a fat shatter and follow up from the rest of the team. You know, it is great to see these members of Cornova really following up with Jedi's fat shatters, because he actually got thrown down to very low health, like 50 health, and instead of trying to go in and, you know, be a pog champ, as the kids say, he threw his shield back up, and his team instead followed up on his shatter and then just took care of
that's
EXPandable.
just such good communication
Exactly.
from Cornova. He's letting them know when that's going to happen so that they are ready to put down the damage when the time comes. But we're going to see EXPandable Academy just try to push onto point quickly here. I take it back. They're going to take the high ground.
And it looks like Nomgrom's going in for a charge, but he gets slept mid-charge. So now they're high ground, trying to... They doing a long rotation.
Yeah, and they're kind of
We've got the high noon from Pinguino. He gets Zarya bubbled at the end, and he's able to take down full supports. El Pinguino with that really nice Deadeye coming in here. So another rally's coming out, excuse me, from Brother Dig. We're going to see how this affects the team fight. EXPandable Academy just moving around, and it looks like that they've swung this back in their own favor. That was a really solid move there.
Yeah, that one really kind of comes down to Cruel Lobster, unable to get the defense matrix up for that ultimate. He was on El Pinguino. I don't know if the defense matrix ran out or if he dropped it.
And he may not have been expecting Purple Dragon to get the Zarya shield onto El Pinguino at the moment of the Diva boost, right? But yeah, that matrix would have really helped both of the supports there in that team fight. And we've got Nomgrom with the shatter. I don't think it got anybody, and unfortunately, he falls to Defiance. However, they've got 2 picks. Oh, and Cruel Lobster is able to take out Brother Dig and Purple Dragon eventually with that Diva Bomb. So Cornova actually looking like they have a bit of an advantage here, popping that Transcendence to get themselves on point now. Sakoi is purple here on point as well, and he is going to fall. Daishi getting that anti-heal where it hurts the most. Nomgrom falling as well, so Cornova really turning this point back.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have engaged there as Nomgrom. He got him maybe a %, but now they're going to be in last fight territory. Also, I want to see that Diva Bomb again, because I think he got an environmental kill onto Greg.
Did he?
I don't think the explosion actually killed Greg. It was the shockwave.
Yeah, it took a moment.
And you heard him scream like he was falling.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we should see if we can play that. So
Another!
Jedi again coming out. Sakoi really following up with the supporting Transcendence, however. We've got the Nano Boost coming out on Jedi now. And to follow up, we've got a big Graviton coming out to Cornova. Greg really just getting these big fat Gravitons for his team.
And Daishi clutch sleep onto the McCree ult, but that's going to be the map. Cornova! 2-0 on the second, the King of the Hill map, and that's going to give them the win in the match. 3-2 for Cornova.
And Greg, my boy Greg. Let's see what you got for us, Greggy, old boy. Or gal.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Just such good play from Greg there.
Yeah.
I don't know what more you want out of your Zarya. But
That was real nice.
we're going to go back to the scoreboard. And that's it. Cornova wins this one, 3-2. Such a close match. Look at this, the reverse sweep as well.
I was about to point that out.
I don't know how I didn't see that coming, but
yeah, we could have hyped that up a bit. However, just really solid performance from both teams. Loved seeing them both duke it out here. They clearly knew what they were doing. We had super short games, you know, for a few of them.
Yeah, I don't
Dorado,
think we completed any of the maps except for Horizon Lunar Colony.
Dorado and Hollywood were very short. They were very concise. You know, these teams knew what they were doing, and they really cut each other off when they could. I mean, just solid, intelligent play from both teams, and you know, it's what more could you ask for?
So let's go, Avi. One from each team. Which players were standing out
Who's
to you
my
there?
MVP?
Yeah.
I gotta say, I really gotta say that I lost his name now. Hold on, it was in the chat here. Daishi. I gotta say Daishi is gonna be my MVP. I mean, just I love seeing a really good Ana. When you see an effective Ana utilizing the entirety of her kit, it is so impressive to see how that can swing a team fight. We saw, I believe, I want to say it was Hollywood, where I think Greg got a really nice, like a really nice graviton, and then you just saw like a really fat anti-grenade coming in, and it just made it that much easier. It cut through the enemy team like butter. You saw really good sleeps here, you know, mid charges, sleeping the tanks in the middle. You know, we even saw like a Primal Winston sleep in the middle of Dorado. So I'm gonna have to say Daishi, you know, just really taking it home for me.
Absolutely.
Daishi was
on Cornova.
Cornova, right?
Yeah,
right.
and I mean, you took mine for Cornova for sure. Daishi looking great on the Ana, but
exactly.
if we were to highlight someone else there, I mean, both Greg and Jedi looking so good. I hate saying it, but I hope the meta changes so we can see more Greg on those hit scan characters, because
that would be nice.
Man, he was looking good. On the other side, EXPandable Academy, I'd have to say we saw some actually really good play from who is theirs in there? Is it
Sakoi?
Sakoi was in the right place a lot of the time, doing really good, as well as their hit scan player there.
El
Pinguino
yeah.
showed us some great stuff on the Widow as well. So
yeah, and not too shabby on that McCree. You know, we saw that really nice you know, double support Deadeye there, supported by the Zarya. So yeah, I mean, great players all around, but I'd have to point those few names out for sure that really stood out to me, because that kind of play is something you don't see all the time, and it's really cool to see that that kind of play here in this you know, Owlet Majors League.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, but I think that's gonna pretty much wrap us up here.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the end of the preseason. I believe we're starting up the regular season come January.
Yes.
So be sure to keep your eye on the channel for that, because it's gonna be hot.
Yes.
It's gonna be spicy. We're gonna have all the flavors you like.
It's gonna top the Scoville chart. You're not going to know what to do with all that capsaicin.
People are going to tell you to just forget about ghost peppers. They don't matter. We got Owlet right here, and it's going to be good.
We got Overwatch Reapers. You know, the Overwatch Reaper pepper, that's my favorite. And we got Farabombs. Those are even hotter.
Those are pretty hot.
Anyways, before we kill the bit, just thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for supporting Owlet. We're having a great time doing this casting and producing all this jazz. So
and real quick, since we are pretty much wrapping up the preseason, thanks to all the tournament admins for putting this on. They're doing a great job. We've got so many teams in this season.
Oh, it's really
Two
nice.
divisions with, I want to say, at least 10 teams each. We may be above that, and maybe 12.
It's a little more ambitious, and I think that we can really do it. So thank you to everybody who puts in that hard work to get all this organized, you know, handling all the specifics, and, you know, getting everybody together, you know, making sure people communicate properly for, you know, times and schedules. Like, you guys are great. You guys make a lot of this happen. So, you know, yeah, a great shout out to everybody who's doing all that work.
But I think that's going to be it for me. I'm SudsnBubbles. This is Avi.
I'm Avi, and that guy is SudsnBubbles.
You're absolutely right. Thanks again for watching, and like I said, keep an eye out. We'll be back.
Yeah, see you in Season 2.
Adios.